What up, guys? Misplay here. Today I want to talk about this card. I've already seen a couple people make a video on Ophion, talk about how he's not broken. I want to put my own input onto that. Pretty much agreeing with them on that. I want to say that the card's not that broken because, I play the deck a lot on Dev Pro. It's a lot of fun, you know. It's a pretty straightforward deck, but I like it. If you guys don't know, this card, pretty much you can search the lands by detaching, and then as long as he has material, neither player can special summon level 5 or higher, and yeah, it's pretty good. Even if you didn't have that effect where you can prevent the special summons of level 5 or higher, that would still be, or card would be really good still, because it can search out a lance. So, or that one other card, I forget what it's called, Infestation Infection. Yeah, so pretty cool card, 2550, really good, really strong. But yeah, pretty much people are saying that like this card loses to monster effects, and that's very true. Like you can easily get over it with like DD Warrior Lady, something retarded like Maneater Bug or a Penguin Soldier. It's so easy to get rid of this guy, but of course, like, who's maining those, you can easily like side in Snowman Eater, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, really easy to get over this card. Like, let's ask, why are people saying that this card is gonna be so broken? Well, first of all, let's take a look back at the OCG and how well did this deck do when it first came out, and why did it do so good or bad? Okay, so first of all, when it first came out, I don't even know how good they did because I wasn't really paying attention to the OCG then. But I don't think, honestly, actually already looked through, they weren't like crazy OP, like how spellbooks are about to be, or Incarnate Dragons are about to be. They were just kind of there, they weren't really doing anything, I don't think. Don't quote me on this because I wasn't really playing that competitively back then. I was just kind of coming right back into the game back in when these first came out in OCG. But I do know for a fact that like when Mermails came out, like they had the Undine version. I think that was like why they ran Undine. Was because it was like a one card out to Ophion. And shortly after that, of course, there was Fire Fist that came out, and the whole deck just seemed insignificant, because like Ophion just loses to Fire Fist, like Barrel just pop it. I'm pretty sure it has a better matchup against the level 3 version than the level 4 version, obviously. I think the level 3 version only runs 2 bears, I think. So yeah, but still, this card just falls to monster effects just easily. And so yeah, so it wasn't really that super duper dominant when it first came out, I don't think. Still a very good card. Even if you, like I said, if you can't negate or prevent this special summons level 5 or higher, you still search out for lands. So if I was playing like gadgets, for example, let's say that just playing gadgets with no fortress, just as an example, I can still search out for lands, and that's phenomenal. That's great. That's amazing. And it's 2500 beater. It's awesome. So yeah. So let's take a look at like why it is good now. Well, you guys already heard about elemental dragons, right? Pretty much they spam. They can special summon level 7 dragons. Special summon from the grave and banish them, do all this crazy stuff, make Drago Knight, or Dracosac, excuse me, they make Dracosac, and then, pretty much, sacrifice the 2 tokens, and then, for a Light and Dark Distraction, and it's really hard to get out of, or get over, but with Ophion, like, I've done it so many times on Death Pro, like, it's easy to get over with Ophion if they start out with Lad. So, all I do is I'll activate a spell track card or whatever, to make Lad go down to 2300. You make Ophion, which is really easy to do in this deck because like you have like a 90% chance of like starting off with Ophion in turn 1. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's such a high, like maybe not 90, maybe like 80, 85. A really high chance of making this guy. And so yeah, whatever, you just make him, attack over the Light and Darkness Dragon. Light and Darkness Dragon will blow up his field. And then I'll try to like special summon the monster, but he can't because Ophion has material. So yeah, it's pretty easy to get over that play. Unless if they start off with 2 Dragosacs, then I think that might not be that good. Because obviously his Dragosacs would not be destroyed. I don't know. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be destroyed. So yeah, but if they just have one Dragon Sack and no tokens, and easy game, you know, just attack over lad, keep him alive. And yeah, so that's why he's so good against Incarnate Dragons, and also, even if they don't get lad, let's say you go first, you just drop him. Like, you just drop him anyways, it doesn't even matter if you don't know you're playing game 1. And they can't get over that, so, because they can't special summon level 7 or higher. So yeah, they can use their blaster though. They can use blaster's effect special to to destroy them. But that's why I run XYZ Reborns and safe zones. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And then of course we all know about spell books. They're about to get that Judgment Day, and the really cool thing about this card that I really love is you can play the virus, the Eradicator virus, which I play 3 of because I don't play games, man. I just try to get this over with, you know, like, I mean, I guess it can be dead, kinda, against some decks, but I mean, even Incarnate Dragons, like, they run a lot, like Gold Sark, they run a lot of spells, you know, so yeah, still kinda alive. Yeah, Rarity Virus is really live against some spellbooks, which makes this card even better. So yeah, basically guys, I was just saying, Ophion's easy to control with monster effects, and this deck in terms of relying on Ophion, this deck relies on the meta to be good. So depending on the meta will depend on how good this deck is, and that's why back then when the meta was just Fire Fist and Mermail, this deck would not have been good. If this deck was out when Insectors was super popular, this deck would be crap. And yeah, pretty much. And you know, the meta is about to be what it's about to be. Basically, it's going to be, in my opinion, I mean, we already know this for a fact, that the meta is basically going to be like Spellbook, and Incarnate Dragons are like tier 0, and then what follows after that is Fire Fist, Mermail, and Evilswarm. From my point of view, in my opinion. So and yeah, and Evilswarms are amazing at stopping those tier 0 decks. Tier 0, they're not really tier 0, but you know what I'm saying. Like, they just slow down the meta for Incarnate Dragons and Spellbooks. So yeah, if Spellbooks and Incarnate Dragons didn't exist, then this deck would be crap. Basically, that's all I'm saying. But nonetheless, even if that were to be true, still a good deck, you know. Search out the Lance, really good. So yeah, guys, that's just my input on Ophion. I still love the deck, regardless, man. It's a lot of fun. It's a pretty straightforward deck, but it's a lot of fun, you know. I like the artwork. So cool. Okay, alright, peace.